Alright guys, welcome back. Welcome back to our Battle Royal. I probably should have put that in the title, but... Welcome back to our Battle Royal scenario. It is midday. And, yeah. We're gonna try to get a little game time in before I have to go to, my second job. So... I played a little bit more after the first upload, so if you didn't see the Battle Royale scenario, this is like literally the second part. So we're playing as Zhong in the best fictional what if, you know, every single ruler is included. You know, every Koei game's got this, whether it's Nobunaga's Ambition or Three Kingdoms, you know, Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Every Koei game does this. This is the best one, a Dance of Heroes. This is the best scenario to have everybody in, to just have a mashup. So we're playing as Zhong, and the reason I picked them, of course, is because we're in Jiangling, which is one of the best regions to play. I need to see how injured he is. We almost got Zhong killed. Actually, wait. I didn't get Zhong killed. Okay? Let the record show that Zhong provoked Jiao Ba into a duel and almost got himself killed. Alright, so I didn't get him killed. He almost got himself killed. Not my fault. I didn't tell him to provoke. He used that provoke tactic, drew Jiao Ba over, and almost got himself killed. So he's still recovering. He's wounded, which is not as bad as near death. I think he was near death. So his stats are slowly starting to come back up. So we basically have two generals in this force. Zhong Hui's one of them, and the other one is the last Emperor of Wei, Cao Mao. The last guy with the spine, who really tried to stand up for his family before the Cao government was officially usurped by the Simas. Which I respect. I always like last stands, you know? Who doesn't like a nice last stand? Well, this guy did a last stand to try to prevent his family from being usurped. And he's not terrible, honestly. Not for this game. I know you're looking at these stats, you're like 55 leadership, 61 strength. That's pretty bad, yes. But the thing about Romance 14 is that your stats only tell a part of the picture in this game. You have to consider your traits, you have to consider your policy, the tactics, and the formations. What formations can you use? So when you take all those things into account, he's not terrible. He's only mostly terrible. Which is pretty good in this game. So we're going to try... I'm going to try to creep up on Zhuge Liang's territory. I don't think I can take the city yet. Cities are really difficult to take in this game. They're really difficult. It's essentially the same as a siege battle. So, if you've played Nobunaga's Ambition Awakening, siege battles are notoriously hard in that game. Taking a city in this game is always a siege battle. It's just always very, very difficult, so... Now, the reason I'm creeping up on his territory is because his best general, Jiao Ba, is fighting a sea battle. These two forces are fighting Zhuge Liang's force and... what's this force over here? Sun Yu's force. They're fighting over this dock so that they can land and attack Huashang City. I don't think either force is going to be able to take the city. Again, every city in this game is like fighting a siege battle. So if you've fought a siege in Nobunaga's Ambition Awakening, which is the best comparison I can give you guys, if you've played that, if you've done a siege battle in Spear, in Ascension, you know, if you've attacked a fortified castle in that, that's how it is in this game. It's not easy. Every city is difficult to take. Every single one. It's like pulling teeth to get a city. So even though this number looks low, it's very deceptive. It's actually, that's still way too much. You need to bring like 3 times the soldiers, just like in Awakening. You know, if you fight a siege battle in Awakening, it's recommended that you bring 3 times the number. It's the same thing in Romance 14. 3 times the number. If you are going to bring double, like I do, I try to skirt that line. If you're going to skirt that line, then you need to be prepared to, you need to be prepared to be disappointed if you're going to skirt that line. I don't think we can burn a ship. How are we going to set fire to boats? I'm pretty sure this doesn't work. Even though the game doesn't tell you, I'm pretty sure if you try to set fire to boats in this game, the fire immediately goes out because they're on the water. Pretty sure I've done that many, many times, and every time it's never worked. Okay, so we've got 2 forces. We're going to try to destroy the fort. And then Suge Liang can build the stone soldiers, of course. The stone soldier maze of the novel fame. You know, Suge Liang builds it, and Liu Bei is able to escape successfully. Luke Sun's, the Wu forces get lost in the stone soldier maze. Many soldiers don't make it out of the maze. You know, in this game, he can build that. They're actually not that good, which is kind of sad. So we're going to destroy this fort, and then I'm going to send a siege weapon in to try to destroy the stone soldier maze. He's built 2 of them, but we only need this one out of the way. I'm going to try to, like I said, encroach on his city before Jiaho Ba comes back. Whether he wins or loses here, while his best general is gone, I'm going to try to creep up on Suge Liang's city. This is his best general. If you guys didn't see part 1, man, part 1 was nasty. So, Jiaho Ba cut down our best general as soon as I started playing this run. It was like my run started, I picked my best general, he got caught up in battle with this guy, with Jiaho Ba, and Jiaho Ba killed him in single combat. So and immediately after the run started, I lost my best general. So we don't really have anybody who can really fight on our force. We kind of have schemers right now. And Zhong Hui's leadership is pretty good, but his war is really bad. What's up, Daniel? Oh yeah, supplies is a different story. I think the supply line mechanic is broken in this game. Like, it's absolutely broken. Because of what you said, it doesn't matter who you're fighting, the supply penalty is just so heavy. Now, I'll say this though, you can change the setting on how effective cutting off supplies is. I don't know if you knew that, but they added a slider for it, which is what we need for Nobunaga's Ambition Awakening. So in Nobunaga's Ambition Awakening, the stamina system is way too punishing. You can't have doom stacks. So, like in Nobunaga's Ambition Awakening, you can't run doom stacks because of the stamina system. Because the penalty is too severe. In Romance 14, the supply system is too severe. If your supplies get cut off like this, if your supply line gets cut off, you basically have a dead unit, and it doesn't matter who you are, you know? There's like a handful of officers that can survive their supplies being cut off in the whole game. But in this game, they actually added a slider so that you can lessen the penalty, so it's not absolutely broken, which is what we need in Nobunaga's Ambition. I don't know why it's so severe in this game. I think they wanted to make it like... They just wanted to make it very important, but they overtuned it, you know? Just like any video game, they have a mechanic that's interesting, but it's overtuned. And the thing about Koei is they just kind of, what you get is what you get in a Koei game. So if something's overtuned, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, it's just too bad. Because they're not going to fix it. You know what I mean? They don't come back and change anything. There's no balancing in a Koei game. No such thing. The best thing you can hope for is what we got. Where they'll introduce a slider so that you, the player, can fix it. You know? That's the best we can hope for. They'll give you some sliders so that you can fix it, but they're not going to fix it. I don't know if I want Zhong Hui to lead the siege unit. He's still injured. Which means that if I get caught out of pocket, I run the risk of being killed. And if Zhong Hui dies, we're kind of done. We don't have anybody else. Why do we have a Sima family member in this force? That's weird. That's really strange. All the Simas look evil in this game. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Every single Sima family member looks evil in this game. So there's definitely a bit of a bias. Even Cao Cao looks friendly compared to the Sima family. Son of Sima Fu. He was known to be a greedy officer. That's weird. He doesn't have the greedy trait, though. Kind of a missed opportunity. Alright, we're going to let this guy command the siege weapon. Let's go try to break those stone soldiers. I feel like 3,000 should do it. I'm going to go 35. So the stone soldiers are kind of cool. They basically can disrupt units. Like, they'll throw units into confusion. And I think they lower morale, which is really strong. The reason that they're so bad in this game is the range. So if you look here, you can see how many squares it affects. It only has a zone of 1. Instead of having a 2 zone, it only has a zone of 1. And that completely makes it useless in this game. If it could reach farther away, then it'd be great. The stone soldiers would be amazing. But it's only got a range of 1, so it doesn't do enough to matter. Alright, let's keep an eye on Sima Yi. Surrounded by 2 of the best strategists in the game. The Sima family led by Sima Yi to the south, and Suge Liang, aka Sleeping Dragon, in the north. And we're stuck in the middle. Just trying to eke out an existence. But like I said, we have to keep an eye on him. When he starts coming back, hopefully he's not coming back. It looks like he is. He probably is. Damn it. What if we stop him from... What if we stop him from getting off the land? So he's going to have to get back to the port, right? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to go capture the port so that he can't land. This way, when his boat gets back, we'll be waiting for him. Our soldiers will be waiting for him. And boat units are very, very, very weak compared to land units in this game. Like the stats. His stats are 200 right now. This is a guy who usually punches for like 1,500 attack, assault. His assault's down to 200. So we more than triple his stats. So if we can keep him on this boat, not let him disembark, we can beat him. Maybe I'll capture him too. I might get lucky. Like if I can capture him, oh my god, I'd make this whole thing a lot easier. He's the reason I'm struggling right now. Let's put somebody here, why not? I don't think I'm gonna keep this territory, this village, but fuck it. We'll put somebody there.
那就出发吧。
It's funny because you look at a city and you're like 4,000 soldiers. I can take that. No, that's a risky proposition at best. He's drafting more. He's up to 6,000 now. Hopefully Duke Liang doesn't deploy himself. He's absolutely broken in this game. Hey, what's up, Christopher? What's up, Strikey? It's a Dance of Heroes. I think this one, you unlock when you beat... You have to get a clear. Any clear will do it, and you just have to have the expansion, so... If you're playing this and you don't have the expansion, I don't think you'll unlock Dance of Heroes. I think if you have it clear on your file, though, like let's say you have it clear on your file and you buy the expansion afterwards, then you'll get... I think a Dance of Heroes is unlocked immediately, so... It's not like you have to re-clear it, because I'm pretty sure I bought this game, and then I bought the expansion, I already had it clear, and it just unlocked immediately, so... This is way better. This is way better than a Time of Heroes. Than Koei Standard. This is like... I was saying this on the first stream. This is the best Battle Royale that Koei has. Because this is the first one in like 20 years that they actually put effort into it. There's actual effort. Like think about this. For like 20 years, every Time of Heroes scenario has been more or less the same. You know, they're like Sao family with every Sao retainer over here, Sun family with every Sun retainer over here, Shu with every Shu retainer. They've been doing that for 2 decades. 2 decades they've been doing that in every romance game. And every once in a while you'll get like an extra force. You'll play Time of Heroes in this game and it'll be like, oh, this one's got Zhong Hui thrown in. You'll play Time of Heroes in another game, it'll be like, well, this one's got Sima Yi by himself with his family separated from Wei. Every once in a while, there's a barely, minimal effort tweak. This Dance of Heroes scenario is completely different. Whoever was in charge of it, they nailed it out of the park. There's so many interesting forces to play in this. You could play this forever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you could play all sorts of different forces in this one. Because everybody's got an interesting idea behind them. Even if it's as simple as being a troll. Like, some of these forces are straight troll forces. Okay, yeah. Like I said, Stone Soldiers are absolute crap in this game. If they had a zone of 2, if they would have given Stone Soldiers a zone of 2, they would have been excellent. But they only have a zone of 1, so they hardly affect anything. They actually needed to have a zone of 2, so they could affect, so they have some range, so you could block a road with them. I don't know what this guy's doing. I thought he was going to come back to the port, now he's not. I'm still going to capture the port, because if he does come back here, I'm pretty sure I can beat him. Because he's on a boat. If I can't beat this guy on a boat, I mean, fuck. You know what I mean? Capture that. We can keep trying to creep up on Duke Liang's territory. Again, 6,000 soldiers. It's still dicey. It's dicey that we can take that city. There's a chance, but it's not 100%, which is fine, honestly. I don't like sure things, you know what I mean? One of the things about this game is that it has like, it goes so hard into chess territory that there's very little room for the unpredictability of war to take place. There's very little room for that. There's very little room for RNG. in this game because it tries to push you so hard into playing chess. You know what I mean? I don't know if I need more soldiers. I feel like I do. If we take these 2 spots, then we come back down and flank this catapult so that the catapult can get a couple of hits in. I could deploy a 4th unit, but we have to be wary of Sima Yi, who's in Wuling. He's going to return. It's too bad we can't get Yang Reng to attack him. Be real nice if they finished the diplomacy system in this game. That would have been nice too. You figure with the PUK they'd flesh it out, no? You just added more problems to diplomacy. Alright, so we'll capture these 2 things. Let's see what he does. If he's just gonna sit there, then I'll take the chance and we'll march on the city. Even if we don't take the city, we'll do damage to his economy, which is fine. What's up, Ikari? Yeah. It's an early stream. It could be a pre-stream because I'm going to stream now for a little while before I got to eat dinner and go to work. And then after I get out of work, if I've still got the energy, I'm going to keep streaming tonight. So that's why I called it a pre-late stream. That's what this is. An in-betweener. He is coming back. Okay. He's the priority. I'd much rather take out Xiao Ba, kill him, take the chance that I can actually kill him, than take the city right now. Because this is a big gamble. This could just blow up in my face. And if this guy's allowed to come back, we're done. If this guy's allowed to make landfall... I'm gonna build a plot of land right here. Can I? Yeah, I'm gonna build a plot of land. Oh, that's funny. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna build a plot right here. And the other guy's gonna hold down the other spot. But when he comes back, unless he lands here, he could land here anyway. I'm gonna build a plot here, and I'm gonna have this guy stand right here. And hopefully we can just beat him while he's on the boats, and then maybe we'll capture him. Like, I feel this is gonna be easier to do than trying to assault the city. Which means I should either recall him or build something while I'm here. I'm gonna build a pitfall. Now the efficient thing would be to just build arrow towers everywhere. Because they're absolutely broken. But I always try to hold back on building the towers. Because you could just... I think, like Daniel was saying, just by cutting off supply lines, because supply lines are so overtuned in this game, you could wreck everybody with supply lines. It's the same with arrow towers. If you arrow tower spam, you can destroy any force. Doesn't matter. Because they're just so incredibly efficient. So that's really the only reason I go out of my way to build pitfalls and all that stuff, is because I feel like it's just a waste to have all that stuff in the game. And there's hardly any reason to use it. See, this is part of the reason the diplomacy is broken. You get the diplomacy, the PUK added this nonsense where they're asking you for territory. I forgot to tell him to come down. Oh yeah, oh no, I did remember, okay. Is he not going to land here? So He's got to, right? That's too far away. Pitfall's done already. That was fast. That was suspiciously fast. I'm pretty sure I've had bigger units try to build, and they don't finish. This guy's taking forever to come down the mountain. How much is he at? 64, that's weird. He had 61. Did it draft go down? Troop income, 441. Oh. Yeah, his draft must have gone down because he took the course. We've taken 3 at this point. And I think that lowers the economy, right? Looks like it. Okay. Xiaoba's coming back. We're preparing the welcome party for him. Please tell me that's volunteers. Yes. Yes. More soldiers to throw at Suge Liang. Sima Yi still not moving. Sima Yi was the main reason I had to break my arrow tower limit. Usually I have a hard limit for arrow towers. I do 2 a game. And I had to break it for Sima Yi because there's no way I could survive him coming down from there. Like, Sima Yi's another force that I just can't let them land. It's my only strategy for surviving this, is to just not let those guys land. Alright. This Zhong Hui need to hang back this time. If Zhao Ba's stuck on a boat... Well, he's not going to be stuck on a boat by the time we get there, is he? Yeah. Okay, we're going to hang back. It's either that or Crane. If you could make siege weapons a little bit more resilient in this game, I would... Such a missed opportunity. I think it was Romance 11. There was a technology that you could get that would reinforce siege weapons so that they were stronger. I do think we're going to get something like that in 8, because in the original 8 there was a way to improve your siege. So it'll be nice. You used to be able to run like a siege weapon build. Used to be able to run a siege weapon build that was kind of interesting, where you could create situations where you could just bum rush a castle down with siege weaponry. Alright, can you get down from there? He's getting close and I'm getting nervous. Oh, who's gone? Second force wiped out. Cao Pi. That would be Yuan. So Yuan Shao took him out. Yeah, everything is half-baked. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I was saying the same thing. Everything's half-baked. So, he's gonna ignore us, huh? That means he's gonna try to land somewhere down here. We can try to chase him down the shoreline. everything's half-baked, but then some of the ideas in this game are ahead of... Not ahead, but they're very ambitious. There's a lot of good stuff in this game that Koei's trying out. So, this game feels like they really tried to build a successor to 11, which is crazy. It's crazy that they even tried to build a game that could compete with 11, right? Because 11 is like the best one that there is for almost everybody. Most people have like top 2 games, and 11 is the number 1 or the number 2. So for this team of people to even try to build on 11, to build a successor to 11, is pretty ambitious. Sure. And you can tell. But they just didn't have the time to finish their game. It's that's the problem with this series and Nobunaga's ambition. So they don't give the development team enough budget and enough time to finish their game, to balance their game after it comes out. It just doesn't have support, you know what I mean? So, as excited as I am about Romance 8 Remake, there's also, in my opinion, there's a sense of desperation with Romance 8 Remake. There's a sense of desperation because a lot of their IPs that they put out last year, that Koei Tecmo put out last year, lost money. And these 2 series have kind of been floundering for a long time. Wow, you broke my pitfall as well. Of course you did. So, by them going back to the well, it's good because it's going to be a good game. It should print money for them. But, at the same time, it's kind of an admission that the modern stuff hasn't worked. You know what I mean? You going back to what you used to do 20 years ago, you're kind of admitting that all your modern shit has just not worked out. You're floundering. So, it's a double-edged sword. There's desperation in the air, in my opinion. There's desperation to get something, to get a big hit, to bring in more people, or to improve profits. Something's going on, because people have been asking for remakes for a very long time, and the company motto, the stuff that's leaked out of the company has been, it's been not good. Koei hasn't been very nice to people that have asked for old features to come back or old games to come back. So for them to make remake, it tells me that they basically have no other choice right now. They're trying to drum up something. They're trying to get some kind of a momentum going. We're just not going to beat him because of the retreat bonus, huh? His maneuver's boosted because he's got retreat. So he's going to make it back to the city. And then this guy's a one-man wrecking crew. I just don't think we can beat him. I don't think I can beat him, but at the same time, I have to try. I don't want to sit around forever, you know what I mean? If we sit around, we're just going to get wiped out. Sooner or later, Simai... Oh, thankfully he's not coming at me right now. But sooner or later, you'll get double-teamed. In a Battle Royale map, that's just how it is. Sooner or later, you'll get double-teamed if you sit around. And even the first time that you march, you have to watch out for getting backdoored. Which, you know, it's a legacy issue. That's as old as Koei is in and of itself, right? You leave a castle, you get attacked while you're gone. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Thank God. The Emperor. His Imperial Majesty. Doing some work. Alright, I don't know why you got on there, but we don't need you on there. Why don't you try to catch him on the way down? He's still gonna disembark, but every little damage helps against Mr. Annihilator. Yes, let's reinforce him. Yes. The reinforced command should not be an officer proposal. It should be a command that you have options that you can use whenever you want. Just like it used to be. But you know, they invented this officer proposal thing and they want people to use it. So they put useful commands behind it and it sucks. Like, they just shuffled the board around. If you've played like a football game from EA, it's the same thing. Kuwait, modern Kuwait tends to do the same thing. They take commands that are normally over here, and then they shake it up, and they move the commands over here. They say, we have a new command that you can use that's over here. And all they're doing is they're repackaging old commands, and they move them over. Which usually isn't that big of a deal, but in this game, when you gate them, that's the problem. It's not repackaging commands, it's when you repackage them and you gate them behind something. That's the problem. Because you're taking options away from the player, you know? He's deployed, so I'm assuming he's gonna... That's gotta be Sugi Liang, right? I'm gonna need to back off. Or build a pit. Let me build a pit. Let's put a pitfall right here. And then we'll try to fall back towards the pitfall.
Sure.
If it is Sugi Liang, he'll probably catch the catapult, won't he? The pitfall takes a turn to finish. We just saw that earlier. This guy's gonna take like 3 turns to get over the hill. Just to get up to the city wall, it's gonna take like 3 turns. He's not doing anything, no. Yeah, we're gonna have to retreat. I'm gonna, well, not retreat for real, but I'm gonna start a retreat because he's gonna catch up to me. And if Zhong Hui gets caught, that's fine, but if I lose the catapult, this is the only other guy who can use catapult, so if he gets wounded, it's gonna be a problem for me. Controversial? What's controversial, Strikey? You actually like 13? No, 13's not good. 13 is a really watered down version of 8. It's a really watered down version of 8. And 7. So if you haven't played those, I'll say this, if you haven't played those, then you're in for a treat. If you like 13, you're gonna love 8. You're gonna love 8. Because it's just, it's twice... It's 2 to 3 times the content. Oh my god, it's even worse. It's not Sugi Liang, it's Zhong Wei. That's even worse, bro. I think I hit him with my tactic, though, right? I think we hit him with Refining Ruse. Yeah, because we debuffed his abilities. I say that's worse than Sugi Liang because Zhong Wei can run up to me and kill me. Zhong Wei can just duel me to death. Yeah, yeah, if you guys like 13, if anybody's played 13, you're gonna love 8. Because 13 is like half of what 8 has to offer. So if you like the mechanics in 13, the officer play and all that, 8's gonna have you covered in spades. It's just gonna have a lot more to offer across everything. You're also not limited in battles, like you're saying, Christopher, where you could only battle if you're present there. Yes! That's what we came out here for. That's what it's all about. Oh, thank God. Oh, no, really? John Wade's running back, okay. So in Original 8, you can participate in every battle. You don't have to be a part of it. They didn't start that until Romance 10. Romance 10 was the first game where you have to be there in order to participate in the battle. In Romance 8, you can control all your battles. So that's not going to be a problem. Like I was saying in the live stream, in the last live stream, when it came to Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Koei used to, throughout the PS2 era, they used to offer you both in 7 and 8, and they used to do it pretty well. And then somebody got the idea to just split the games. You know? At some point they just decided, hey, we can start making it one game for ruler, one game for officer play. Like, why are we giving people so much content, right? Let's just do one game for ruler play, one game for officer play. And yeah, I guess the idea is that way you have to you get away with doing half the effort. You can only do half the effort. So I'm assuming that you save money or development time or something doing it that way, because you don't have to offer as much content. Because if you guys have played 7 or 8, you know that the games were loaded with shit to do. Absolutely loaded. Like, there's so much stuff that you can do in the older games compared to the newer games. So, I don't know if it was a budget focus. I'm sure that's what it was. You know, you just streamline everything across the line, and you try to keep the profit margin the same. And that's literally what it looked like going from the old games to the new games. That's how it looks. Still don't like the idea of hitting the city, but we have to. Like I said, it's going to take this guy another 2 turns just to get over this hill. This game plays a little bit slower. Okay, he's still attacking, right? Yeah. Pathfinding, that's another thing too. They never fix the pathfinding. It's really archaic. What's up, Arcade? Yeah, you're gonna love 8. 8 is a slam dunk. If you didn't see my, what was it, initial impressions to Romance 8, I talked about all the stuff that Original 8 has that they're gonna bring over. And it's not just speculation. If you watch their videos, so if you played Original 8 and you watch their videos, they confirm a lot of the returning features from Original 8. No, we're gonna kill that guy. I should probably call Cao Mao back, but I need his soldiers. He might break out, because I need him to fight right now. That's probably Zhong Hui, right? I mean, not Zhong Hui, Wang Zong's force, yeah. So Wei Yan's coming over here. It's now or never. But yeah, 8 is gonna have endless content. You're just gonna, I mean, you can play as a mercenary, you can play as a soldier just following orders, you could play as a strategist, you could play as a regent running a city for your lord, you can play as a grand regent managing like a whole front, like Suge Liang managing the northern front for Shu, and then you can play as a ruler. You have the relationship system, traits are back and they're more fleshed out. The key thing is that the battles are faster. That's the one thing that I hated about Romance 8. Battles were really slow because of the graphical limitations. It was the first game where they really tried to do like 3D sprites. And on the PlayStation 2, the 3D sprites just slowed down the whole game. So it took way too long to do a battle in 8. Like, it was normal to have a battle that took, like an hour in Romance 8. It's crazy. A whole hour to do one battle. And most of the time, like, for the first 10 to 15 minutes, the maps were too large. So you just watch your units march across the map slowly, in turn order. Slowly marching across the map. So, if you watch the newest trailer, one of the things that they said were battles were overhauled and the speed, they literally used the word faster battles. They literally said faster battles, so it was like, they already knew, looking at the game, like, oh shit, we need to speed these battles up. So, to me, that was the main thing that they had to address. Your battle system's gotta be good. You know? Your battle system has to be good. If you're making a modern strategy game that's in this setting, you have to have a good battle system. We're gonna try to get into some semblance of a formation so we can assault the city and maybe burst it down. Oh, he is attacking Sima Yi. Perfect. He got bandits. That's not good. I hope he doesn't turn around. Oh, that'd be great if we could take care of Sima Yi for me. Yeah, playing 10, that was the problem with 10, is you couldn't control your battles, and there was bad AI logic. So, with Romance 10, if your city got attacked because you couldn't control the battle, the system that the game used to determine whether you win or lose a battle usually meant that you lost the battle. So there was really bad logic, so you couldn't defend all your fronts. So in Romance 10, you were just running back and forth to defend your kingdom. So your kingdom would eventually get... In Romance 10, your kingdom would get so fucking bloated that you'd be sending your main character with his army running back and forth to defend your fronts. Because you'd keep losing your cities, and the logic, like I said, the logic was bugged. So it was really difficult to hold on to your cities. It ruined the game for me, you know? Like, you could play it for a while because the officer play was fun, but just role-playing as an officer is only going to get you so far in this series. That's half of the game. The other half is the combat system. That's why I keep saying you have to have a good combat system. You know? Because if you're just going to role-play, well, there's a million games to role-play in. You need the whole package. You know what I mean? You know, I'm going to wait one more turn for this fish guy to get over here. I don't think he can get to the space that I need him to get to, so I'm going to wait one more turn for him, and then hopefully we can take this, spot. The movement system in this game is just always assume that you're going to be slower than you think. That's my quick rule of thumb in this game. If you think that it's going to take a little while, assume that it's going to take longer than what you think. If you think it's going to take 2 turns, assume it's going to take 3 turns. And that way you'll never be disappointed or let down by your positioning in this game. Because it is the most convoluted... This game, for sure, is easily the most convoluted moving system I've seen that they've ever implemented. It's a total mess. And in classic Koei fashion, half of the information is like hidden from you. So unless you have a couple of 1,000 hours, you'll never be able to figure it out. You know? This guy's still asking me for... He'll never stop. Oh my god, I might actually beat Suge Leon. You watched the old Liu Shan? Oh yeah, where I fought Xiao Ba? Yeah, he annihilated my forces. He did make it. Okay, that's good. I didn't think he was gonna make it, but he did. See, they should have added a patch where it tells you exactly how long it's gonna take. When I press X to move a unit and I say, hey, I want you to move here, right? Nobunaga's Ambition Awakening fixed this. When I go here and I say, hey, I want you to move over here, when I press A to confirm, right up top, it should tell me an ETA, 2 turns. It should do the math for me and tell me, hey, it's going to take 2 turns. They should have added that in the PUK. Between the regular game and the PUK coming out, they should have figured out, oh shit, our maneuvering system makes no sense. Nobody can figure it out. Let's just do the math for them and put it right there. Nobunaga's Ambition Awakening does this. When you go to march a unit from one place to another, it tells you, hey, it's going to take 40 days. Oh, 40 days, that's 4 turns. You know, that's a month and 10 days. That's what it should do here. It should tell you, hey, it's going to take 3 turns to get from here to here. End of story. And if you can't get it with precision, give me an ETA. You know, you don't even have to be precise, but give me an ETA. I don't think that's like, again, that's not on the devs, it's on the company. Because if they had enough time, they would have either included it in the game, or they would have had time to add it in a patch. But the patches for this game just all felt like DLC. You know, it feels like they didn't get greenlit to add anything to the game unless they were pushing DLC. You know what I mean? So if they want to get something out, whoever approves it was probably like, how is this going to make us money? You know, DLC first, and then if you have time to fix something, but DLC first. You know, put out a scenario for $4.99 or whatever it was. They were all overpriced. But you know, put out your $4.99 scenario first, and then if you have 5 hours of labor left to fix something, fix something. That's how they've been approaching all their modern games. Alright, cross your fingers. Let's hope we can take the city. So if we do take the city, you know what? We'll deal with it when it comes. If we take it, I don't want to get my hopes up. You still got Zhong Wei in the city. He can deploy and carve us up. Suge Liang can carve us up with his tactic. Okay, I think we got it. The catapult. We did like 500 damage, and that took him down to 35. I think 35 is too low to deploy anything. Yeah, he's not going to deploy anything. Huang Zhong's on his way. So we're going to beat Suge Liang only to have to fight the veteran afterwards. This group in this map, another really cool group, Huang Zhong's force, it's all graybeards in this force. Let me see, how do I show, here we go. I was doing it the Nobunaga's Ambition way. There's just so many good forces. Whoever designed this map, kudos, because they really went above and beyond. So you got Huang Zhong in this force, Huang Gai was in this force, Yan's in this force. All the guys that start in this force are all the graybeards. So if they have a gray beard, they were in this force. Liu Yin was in this force. I mean, it's just so cool. Ding Yuan was in this force. There's just a force of all the older veterans in this game, and older civil officials too. And this map's full of that idea. This map's full of like, wouldn't it be cool if something something, you know? That's the guy who designed it. Oh, barracks. Get that barracks fixed. It's the only one that I'm doing too. Alright, we should take this, and then we'll probably get stuck in an eternal struggle to fend off Zhong. Which is going to be difficult, because I'm planning on executing Zhuge Liang's force. So if we kill Zhuge Liang, that means we have to kill Jiang Wei, we have to kill the Ma brothers. I'm not sure who I'll have to fight Zhong. Yeah, the games do have an aging audience, I agree. Yeah, the game needs to be faster. It needs to be, that's why I was worried about the battle system. The game needs to be faster. Like, nobody's got time, even for this game, if you're playing on veteran or extreme, nobody's got time to sit around and put together a city, right? A proper force to take a city on higher settings. Even on hard, which is what I'm playing on right now, it takes time to just wait and draft up and get all the pieces and put the people in the right spots. It takes far too long. Even if you're someone like, let's say you're someone in your 20s or whatever, the chances that you're going to take the time to do that, do I want to spend 30 minutes waiting to draft, another 15 minutes to move my guys across and to then attack the castle? It's just, the games, I agree, the games need to be faster. I don't know how they're going to do that with Remake. I know that they promised to make the battles faster, but I don't know what that's going to look like, because it's still got to be turn-based. That's where Romance of the Three Kingdoms, in my opinion, is going to have a hard time. They try to keep the original 8 was turn-based, and it looks like, for all intents and purposes, it's still going to be turn-based. So, how do you speed up the battles if they're turn-based? I'm assuming you can still hold the button down to skip animations, but like in original 8, you could hold the button down and skip all the animations, but that's still not gonna... That's not really a solution. You know what I mean? Most people want to see the animations. It doesn't matter how long they've been playing. Your normal, player who plays on the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, they're gonna want to sit through all the animations all the time. So just having an animation skip button to skip everything, to speed up everything, is not the answer. It's just gotta flow faster. The whole thing's just gotta flow faster. Alright, I'm gonna try to keep the Ma brothers. Try to keep the Ma brothers. But I'm pretty sure if we execute Zhuge Liang, the other Suge's got to go. Actually, he might stay. This is a Wu general. Zhuge wrong. Su Shu's got to go. Zhuge Liang's got to go. Jiang Wei's got to go. His wife's got to go. Zheng Zi's not going to join us. I'm pretty sure Ma Su's got to go, which would take out Ma Liang, right? Yeah. Yeah, execute him.
卧龙终究无法腾飞吗？
Alright, let's see who'll stay from here.
我定会忠心效命。
Wow. All these guys did not want to join? This guy's a Jin officer, isn't he? Yeah. I remember him. His stats used to be a lot higher. His stats used to be a lot higher. I guess we'll throw all these guys in jail. Shuge-zan. Alright. Man, we actually got Suge Liang. That's crazy. Lieutenant Governor? Lieutenant Governor Zhong Hui. Oh no, what's happened? What happened? Disaster. Arcade, did you see the part where where playing as Liu Shan, I launched like a huge force to go to save Wu? That was my favorite part of that Shu playthrough. Was sending that huge navy to go save the Wu Kingdom. We'll just garrison here. This is kind of... I'm pretty sure Huang Zhang's gonna come and attack us immediately. There was somebody that I wanted to get. Suge wrong, that's right. He's got Drill Master, right?
这就出发吧。走吧，即刻出发。
Yeah, Dynasty Tactics would have been awesome. I would pay $60 for just a repackaged Dynasty Tactics, honestly. Because I have my Dynasty Tactics on my PlayStation, but they just don't look very good on modern TVs. You know what I mean? So if they upscaled the resolution so that it'd run better on modern TVs, I would pay $60 for a Dynasty Tactics collection with both games. Easily. Easily. Those games were very unique.
这就出发吧。那就出发吧。感谢。
I always was hoping that they do like a Dynasty Warriors Empires, but with Dynasty Tactics. Like when Empires was coming out, I always thought that it was going to be a little bit more like Tactics in terms of strategy.
即刻启程。
But that's another series that, if you did a part 3, you'd have to modernize it, like Christopher was saying. You would really have to modernize it because, again, it ran very slowly. As fun as it was, that game ran really slow as well. I've never played the Genghis Khan series. I would like to, but I've never played it. Yeah, the illness force up there is awesome. South Kid, yeah, that I played as that force up there. Is he gonna join? He doesn't have any loyalty to Suge Liang, right? Oh, come on, bro. Don't be like that. I'm gonna try to get him. We're gonna detain him. Yeah, I played as that illness, that force with all the officers who are ill. And like 3 of my guys died in like the first 6 months. Just from battles. The one good thing about it is that he's got Zhang Jiao and his brothers up there if you don't scramble the map. $500. Not bad. You're heading for the port. Yes, prepare the defenses. Prepare somebody to man the defenses, I mean. Oh boy, here we go. This guy I think is reckless, right? So I can't post him on top. He's got capture too. On the one hand, you have an incredible trait, capture, okay? Broken trait. Since Romance 11, capture has just been busted, right? And then on the other hand, they give you reckless. Kuei giveth, and Kuei taketh away. You know? The best trait, arguably one of the best traits ever, with one of the worst traits ever. On the same officer. I'm telling you, some of these guys are just trolling. They're just trolling when they design these guys. Also, he has snake formation. That's it. There's nothing else. It's like, it reminds me of, what's the name of that female officer? There's a female officer that has capture as well. I used her a lot, too. I don't know why I can't think of her name. But she has ring formation, and that's it. And it's like, oh, she's really good at capturing people. She can't move anywhere. Because she's got ring formation. Oh, and she's got a 44 leadership. So, oh man. The trait system is such a good idea. This is the best trait system. Like, I'll tell you guys right now, if you really want a meaningful trait system in a Koei game, this is it. The trait system in this game is, as much as I love Awakening, Nobunaga's Ambition Awakening, the trait system in this game is far superior. But it's just not balanced at all. Like, not even a little bit. If I had the time, speaking of time, like, if I had the time, then I would go through and edit every single officer in this game. And try to balance stuff out, you know? That's why I feel like we have so many tools to edit things in the game. It's like the devs know that stuff isn't balanced. They know that there's no budget, there's no time to playtest. They know that. So they release all these packs that let you tweak everything in the game. They're like, here, you fix it. But it's like, you know, we don't have time to fix it. You know? Maybe you can, like, you could start a project. Back in the PlayStation 2 days, I used to go through and with the fine comb. You know, you learn the system, and then you go through and you learn everything. And then you start editing. But that's, even in PlayStation 2 days, when I was a kid, a teenager, I didn't have fucking time. You know, it was a project. That would take months to go through all the officers and balance stuff out, and then, you know, check everything. Okay, this guy's too strong. I gotta bring him down, bring him up a couple points. This guy's got access to too many formations. This guy needs this tactic. This guy doesn't have that. I mean, it takes forever. I mean, you'll just be tweaking, you know? And then you'll have officers where you just get, you know, you get analysis paralysis where you're like, you don't know what to tweak. That's another problem. I'm not saying take away the editing tools though, so. If anything, give us more editing tools. That's what I would tell That's what I would do. If I was Koei, I would make more editing tools for everything. Let the player edit more stuff, because you can't playtest your shit, so don't give us tools for half of the game. Just, you know, let us mod the whole damn game.
那就行动吧。
I don't know about these two. I might have to recall somebody, but I need some orders to keep trying to recruit. I'm not giving up on Xiao Ba.
那就动身吧。现在出发。
We need at least one leader. One good leader is all you need, especially in the Three Kingdoms game.
走吧。
If you have one guy who can consistently nuke,
我出发了。
you're set. Although in a battle royale scenario, you probably need more than one, actually, because the idea is everybody's got somebody good. Zhao Yi, that was her name. Yeah, that's her name. Zhao Yi. I really like her in this game, too. Yeah, he's just too good to keep. Zhuge Liang's just too good to keep. I am really interested in that bonus scenario. There's a bonus scenario that they're talking about in Romance 8 Remake called Liu Bei's Advisors. And what I'm hoping that is I'm hoping that that's all of Liu Bei's advisors with their own force, right? I'm really curious to see like what a Zhuge Liang force would look like on that. And I'd really like to have Ma Su have his own force. I really like Ma Su. I might need to get somebody else. Can we chase them down? No, probably not. Our maneuver is going to be 10. Oh, I just remembered to show you. Let me show you guys the administration board. I forgot you had asked me earlier, Christopher. Let me see if I can get train engineers. Just enough. I think I have to do this. As painful as it is to not have Imperial Academy. Imperial Academy, my favorite thing. Imperial Academy is my favorite thing about the administrator board. It's the only thing that I like. That and the one that increases transport speed for obvious reasons. Develop transport, which we just got. I don't think I've updated this since I started, so... But you know, XP, watching officers grow, developing officers is one of my favorite things. I used to love playing as like Liu Shan's force and increasing Liu Shan's XP from like his leadership from like a 3 or a 5 to like an 80. I used to love doing that because you'd have to like... It was so difficult to do in the old games, you know? To take a really crappy officer and make him average was one of my favorite things to do. In this game, they just made it too difficult. Just like Nobunaga's ambition, it's just way too slow to grow an officer.
出发，动身吧，即刻启程。
What's up, Daniel? You know, I haven't played Zhang Xiu in this game at all. I usually try him because he's a lot of fun for the reasons that you're saying. It's fun to pick him and try to hold out against Cao Cao. But I haven't actually tried him in this game. I should look at using him in one of the scenarios. This guy's gonna need help, and barracks? Nope, no barracks. We just don't have the soldiers. I'm very lucky that Zhang Ren's attacking Sima Yi. There's a good chance he'd be attacking me down the road. Yeah, the best way to get XP, leadership XP, it's siege weapons. Yeah, it's always been siege weapons since Romance 9. You take an officer, you put him in that game you could use towers, so you put him in a tower, a catapult, a ram, and you use siege equipment to take cities or gates, and it gives you massive leadership experience. And that hasn't changed in this game. Your officer will gain tons of leadership experience by doing that, but it's like you said, you basically, if you really want to do it, you have to just cheese the game to get your leadership up to anything respectable. He did catch him. I don't know how he caught him. We'll probably never get Xiaoba. Oh, because he's reckless, that's why. Right, Nugent. That guy's got a crazy portrait, too. All these guys, you know, like I said, whoever's the artist, Koei should have locked him up and had him make all their portraits moving forward. Every single officer in this game has a very dynamic pose to them. All of them. It's the one thing that I don't think I'm going to like about Romance 8 is they've gone back to the traditional portraits of them just kind of standing around. I don't really like that compared to the newer stuff. Like, I like when the officers have like some kind of action going on. It's kind of like a collectible, like a pop collectible versus an action figure. A pop collectible is kind of just standing there. You know, it's fixed in the same pose. They're all just kind of staring straight ahead. That's how Romance 8 portraits look. Remake 14's portraits, whoever they got this artist, he tries to put them in an action figure pose. So it's dynamic, you know? They're doing something. All the officers are doing something. And it's usually something related to the story. So if he's not trying to capture their personality in an action pose, they'll be holding like, you know, they'll be holding like a scroll or something if it's Dong Chen because of the Imperial Decree, the secret decree. Or they'll be looking dismayed if it's like a Wu officer that was around when Wu was falling. They'll have something that references either the story or they'll just be doing something that conveys their personality or what's going on around them. And that's really fucking cool. That's a nice touch. And they really should do that for all their games. They should do away with the pop poses. You know what? Let's just keep trying to recruit these guys, huh? I don't think this guy's gonna join, right? Not the Xiang Chong and Xiang Liang. See if we can get Suge wrong. This is something too that could just have been automated. Like, this could have benefited from an auto command. Like, everybody just go try to recruit somebody, done. I don't even want to click on the people or anything. Just, that you could have automated. We can capture him, right? No.
誓死效忠。
I think we're going to be the only force that has something beyond boats around the water, which is nice. Because that was completely lucky. Both the officers that I found that have train engineers were just free officers. And I scrambled the officers on the map too. So I just got really lucky that I found somebody, 2 people with train engineers. I really thought I was going to be stuck with boats. Oh, come on. I really want to get Suge wrong. Is he reckless as well? No? So we could fall back to the shore.
请您过目。 感谢。
Burn, confuse. 30% chance. Okay, let's just get somebody else out there. I'm gonna see if he can fall back. We can just hit him from the shoreline. Got 3 officers with ring formation. I really wish ring was a little bit faster. Just a little bit. I wouldn't want it to be, you know, I wouldn't want to invalidate crane like fish formation invalidates arrow, but just a little bit faster would have been great. Alright, let's see if we can fall back to the shoreline and we can... This guy still needs help. He's still waiting. Thought you were sending somebody. Oh, we are. Hold on. Oh, you know what? I think Xiao En's got the sword, doesn't he? Unless they gave it to Nope, he's got the sword. He's got the sword of light. Yep. Xiao En was unfortunate enough to run into Zhao Yun while he was charging through Chanban. Lost the Sword of Light. I wonder if Cao Cao missed him more, or if he missed losing the sword more. Probably missed the sword, right? It's probably like, damn it, he lost the sword. 2,000 is not enough. I could deploy somebody from here. 4,000, 6,000. 19,000. I've never seen Juan come down here, or Shangyong, but I am a human, after all, and the AI is incredibly aggressive, so just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it's not going to happen, you know? Where the AI is concerned, the AI will do some ridiculous marches in this game to kill you. Again, a lot like Romance 11. It actually emulates that perfectly. Romance 11, the AI would charge into you until it dies. Which is why I tell people, like, don't ever expect Koei to have good AI. You know what I mean? Don't ever expect it, because if you've been playing the older games, you know that that's just not a thing. They were ahead of their time when it came to when it came to releasing games with broken AI, Koei was ahead of its time. You know what I mean? That's a common thing now in gaming. You know, considering how bad gaming is right now, across the board with AAA games especially, but Koei was ahead of their time. When it came to releasing just absolutely bugged AI, Koei was way ahead of their time. And that's another thing that this game shares with 11. The AI will they'll march across the most insane distances and destroy themselves. I remember we used to have to, we wouldn't play on expert in Romance 11. We all agreed to start to play on standard difficulty because on expert the AI would just kill itself. And it was actually counterproductive, like it wasn't difficult at all. Everybody got tired of it. We were like, well, let's just play on normal because at least on normal we don't know when the AI is going to attack. When you play on expert in 11, we just know that they're always going to attack you as soon as they can, no matter what. So you could just plan around it every single time. It was really annoying. And this game is very close to that. He might not be able to disengage. Maybe I should have told him to retreat. I'm not going to be able to get him over here. Yeah, if you could teach formations, and it's weird because in Romance 9 you could teach formations. In Romance 9, I don't know about 11, I don't remember if there was formation tomes in 11, but in 9 there definitely was. So you could teach formation, and in that game you got tactic experience. So you got normal experience and you got tactic experience. So if your officer used the formation for a while, they would eventually start to learn tactics. That's the one that I'd like to see them do a remake on, is Romance 9. That's my personal favorite, because the way that you could build and shape officers in that game was unmatched. There's still not a game that lets you take an officer that's awful and turn them into something useful. They still haven't managed to do that since that game. 8's gonna come pretty close, but 8's gonna rely on the relationship system. So, the problem with the relationship system is that it takes forever. Like, if I want to raise my stats, you have to establish a rapport. And establishing the rapport is either gonna demand that you spend endless amount of time spamming, or it's gonna take your whole playthrough. There's no in between. You know what I mean? So you're either gonna have to spam all your free time to building a rapport with that one officer, or it's gonna just, if you want to do it organically, it's gonna take you your whole run to really get it up there. So unless it's faster, and I'm assuming that there's gonna be some officers like Liu Bei, for example, who are gonna have an easier time. They're probably gonna get a passive bonus. They're just gonna it's gonna be naturally easier for them to get to build a rapport with everybody. But for most people, it's going to take a long time to build a rapport. What's Leon's 300s, and we're in the what? 1,400. Yeah, I still think Ganing is good despite his arrow formation. He's stuck with arrow formation, which is trash, but I don't think it matters because Ganing has a tactic that allows him to nuke everybody. Like, you can have a ton of drawbacks, but if you can wipe out a force with one tactic, you know what I mean? And his tactic, paired with his high strength, means that he's just a nuke. Just wipes everybody out. His disguise went quite well. Is that what that quote said? He dressed up as a guard to escape or something? Oh man, I really hope Huanzong doesn't kill this, doesn't kill our Emperor here. Okay, how's the suppression going? Can we get some soldiers yet or no? 600's not bad. Alright, let's send somebody else out. Maybe we can clog up that other spot. Castle builder, yes. Didn't have a castle builder before. Suggestions. Decrease, no barracks? No barracks. Okay, we already got everybody assigned. Let's just go to the employee here. I can't wait to fight some coalition battles in 8. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to fighting like half of the map as a force, you know? The Dongzhuo experience. You play as Cao Cao or Yuan Shao, and then you just aggravate everyone else on the map on purpose, and then they all dogpile against you, and you have to fight this massive coalition. That was always one of my favorite parts of 8. You just collapse half of China in a single battle. Or you die, you know. One or the other. Yeah, his defense is terrible, arrow. But the thing about Ganing with arrow formation, because it can't take a punch, is that you don't really want to take a punch. You know, you just deploy him and you charge up the meter, you charge it up to level 3, and then you beeline towards the best unit and you just nuke them. He's an eraser, he just erases the best unit on the other side. And because this is a Three Kingdoms game and Nobunaga, it's not Nobunaga's ambition, if you're not fighting Wei or Shu, right? If you have Ganing and you're not fighting Wei or Shu, then you've probably won the battle already. Because there's not a lot of depth outside of the Three Kingdom forces. So if you get Ganing, even if you find Ganing as a free officer, if you're playing Liu Biao, chances are whatever the battle's happening, if you use him to erase the best guy on their side, then the battle's already over. You know what I mean? Now if you're fighting Cao Cao, then yeah, maybe there's more, it's a different situation. Or if you're fighting Liu Bei, because they actually have depth, but one of the problems with Three Kingdoms is that all the depth is contained to the Three Kingdoms for the most part. So as soon as you get somebody who's kind of strong, your campaign just becomes easier, infinitely easier. It's why I avoid, it's why you never really see me play as the Three Kingdoms in this game. Like, I will play as Shu when the Three Kingdoms are born, or I will play as Wu later on, but you're not gonna, like, you'll never see me boot up a Liu Bei run in this game. You'll never see me boot up a Sun Ce run. You know what I mean? Because you're just, because of the way that the game is designed, you're gonna roll over everybody every single time. Now in 8 that might change because you have coalitions and stuff, so I'm hoping in 8 there's a way to randomize. Probably behind the fictional, if you make everything fictional relations, you might be able to randomize how officers react to you. So in 8 it might be possible to have a Sun Ce run that's challenging, or a Liu Bei run a Liu Bei run that's challenging, you know? If you can randomize how forces react, and because of coalitions, I think 8 might have that potential, but usually because all the depth, like I said, is to the 3 kingdoms, an officer like Gan Ning, again, you just point and click. You take out their best piece, and that's it, you know? It's like it's like a chessboard. Once you've taken out the queen, you know, they're still going to have some rooks and some knights, but you've taken out the queen, you know? That force's chances of winning now are significant. They're just reduced incredibly, so. He's only got 14. Wei Yan's still heading over here, huh? Wei Yan would betray. Wei Yan's another guy we could use. We need a leader in this force. I'm thinking 1 single leader, perhaps 2. Wei Yan could be the guy. We give him that Sword of Light. Buy his loyalty, because you have to buy his loyalty. Actually, I don't think you could ever buy... Wei Yan, I don't think you could ever buy Wei Yan's loyalty, right? That's not a thing. That's one of the guys that, whatever the trader system is in their games, they always make sure that Wei Yan has 110% trader in him, no matter what. Still, if we got him, I would give him the Sword of Light. Are we going to shift down? Because that's all we need to do. Okay, we got to shift down, okay. If I need to, I could send out a 3rd unit. The arrow tower is going to do most of the work for me here. Again, arrow towers are so incredibly broken. We used to have a rule in Romance 11. We could not build arrow towers. Because it's a holdover from Romance 11. Like I said, this game feels like an attempt to build on 11. And it does succeed, kind of, in some ways. I know a lot of people are going to be like, you're fucking crazy. But no, there are some things that are better than 11. And you should hope so, because it's been 2 decades, right? Well, he doesn't just do 1500. He does 1500 and he disrupts. So that's you don't just deal a bunch of damage. You hit him hard and then you throw him into disruption. So whoever else is in your force is just beating down that unit. So it usually takes out the other unit. You know what I mean? Whoever you're targeting, they're usually just done after that. Is anybody... You guys aren't reckless, right? Alright, so let's... If he runs around... If he runs around, we'll cut him off. Also, I think this guy's... We have ships now, right? So... Assault ships, I mean. Let me go wide. I'll take a wide stance. So we can avoid him. We do have assault ships, right? I'm not imagining that. No, 2 and... So that's 5. Yeah, assault ships, okay. Yeah, I did get Gan Ning's leadership up quite a bit because of that, because he can use siege. I don't remember what force I was using, but I remember that it was always a tough choice because Gan Ning is so damn strong. We're not even factoring in the fact that if the guy duels somebody, they're basically done for too. But, like I said, his tactic and strength is so strong, but he's just as good using a siege unit. And it also leads to his leadership skyrocketing. We do have a recommendation, right? But what the heck could be here? Is there a unique item in Xiangyang? I feel like there is, but I can't remember what it is. Yeah, Wei Yan would be great. I think I'd like to get him more than Xiao Ba, if I'm being honest. I'm more of a Wei Yan fan. Zhuge Liang's fan? Okay. Shouldn't we have gotten his fan? I wonder if he had it and we have it now. Also, I wonder if we have his wheelchair. Speaking of Li Yan, I had no idea that we captured him. Li Yan is amazing in this game. He's always been good, but in this game, because of the trait system, it allows him to properly show off his ability. But he's always been a great officer in every game. Dong Yu's been poached, oh no. Anyway. Zhuge Ram broke out, that sucks. Yeah, we got the bow already. We found the bow already. Alright, so the AI has decided to take itself out once again. He does not have an assault ship. That's weird. I must have deployed him before then. Alright, anyway. Let's see if we capture Wei Yan. Wei Yan and Li Yan, I mean, we'd be set right there. For some reason, he wants to disembark, get on a boat to attack him. You see what I mean about the pathfinding? It's... What is up with the bandits in this spot? His march didn't amount to anything, huh? More troops. One of the scenarios too that I saw, speaking of finding spots, speaking of finding scenarios where the Three Kingdoms are actually have a challenge, there is a scenario for Romance 8 Remake. It's like a early purchase bonus or something, but it's basically an anti-South-South coalition, and it's taking place on the eve of Guandu. So Liu Bei, Sun Ce, and Yuan Shao ally in a coalition force against Cao, and I think I'm gonna try that. I might try that first. I think that might be one of the first playthroughs I do on the channel, because of the coalition mechanic. The coalition mechanic means that all of the forces can participate against you in a single battle. You know? They all simultaneously show up during the same battle. Which is key, because it means that coalitions are an actual threat. So I might try that first. If it looks even remotely challenging for Cao, because I'm still Cao, so I should still be able to just point and click and destroy everybody, but it'll be fun to play like in the beginning, you know, just to have a Cao scenario too, because I didn't do one, and my brother is a big Cao fan, and he always gives me a hard time about that. He's like, you need to do a Cao scenario on your channel, and I'm like, no, bro, he's you know, he's so good, he's boring. So I need to tell him about that Cao scenario. I haven't told him about it yet. I need to tell him, like, hey, I might be doing one pretty soon for Romance 8 Remake. Because I do think everybody being allied in a coalition if Yuan Shao has the insane troop count at Guandu, like he did in Original 8, in Original 8 he has like 4 times the number of soldiers that Cao Cao has. So if Yuan Shao has inflated numbers in the north, and then Liu Bei has a couple of extra cities that he steals from Cao Cao, and then you have Sun Ce who can send troops to the battle, between those 3, it might be like, you know what I mean? It might be a threat. A legitimate threat. So that would be a really cool... That would be a really cool Wei scenario. I really hope I capture Wei Yan, because I know he'll come over to our side. I was hoping there would be a screenshot of it on the website. I was hoping Koei would have a screenshot of that scenario so I could see the map layout, but no. I'm just gonna have to see the day of. Commerce, yeah. Capture him and bring him to me. Wei Yan. One day we will get Xiao Bai. Will happen. He'll probably break out, actually. Now that I think about it, he will probably break out. Although I'll say this, in my Liu Biao run, we exterminated the Sun family, and I still got some of their loyal retainers to come over. Although it took like 3 years. It took like 3 years, and I think I had to appoint somebody who had guard so that they couldn't break out. So I had to specifically lock it down, you know? But it is possible to get people who hate you to join. Some of them, at least. Yeah, there's going to be a Gongsun Zhen and Lu Bu scenario, but it's going to be very close to this one. There's a Gongsun Zhen scenario in this game where it's like, what if Gongsun Zhen captured the north? There's already a scenario like that. In Romance 8 Remake, there's going to be one where Gongsun Zhen takes the north again, and Lu Bu captures the center. So it's Guandu, except it's Gongsun Zhen in the north, Lu Bu in the Central Plains, and I believe Cao Cao and Yuan Shao are probably going to be next to each other with like 1 city each. So that could be a fun scenario too. But Cao Cao concentrated can still roll everybody, because there's a scenario in this. There's a scenario in this one where Cao Cao has 1 city, and I almost played it, but I didn't play it because I looked at his force and I'm like, you know, it doesn't matter. He's gonna destroy everybody in front of him. He's still Cao Cao, even with 1 city. I think the most difficult one with the information that we have is going to be that coalition one. That'll be Wei's most difficult start. Difficult/interesting start. We didn't get Wei Yan, did we? I don't think we captured him. I missed the prompt, but I don't think we captured him. Cao Cao has more troops than Yuan Shao. That's hilarious. One of my favorite scenarios to play in all of, you know, across the games is Yuan Shao after Guandu. So that's going to be one that I'm going to have to play. I love playing as Yuan Shao after he loses his top guys, and he's on the ropes against Cao Cao. That's one of my favorite starts. And it's a difficult start to find because it's such a specific spot. You're talking 201, 202, which is like 2 years before Yuan Shao passes away. But it's a really good start. It's a really good start if you want to play as a force that's just rotting from the inside. You know? A force that's coming undone and you're trying to hold it together. We didn't capture him though, right? Wei Yan? Sure I did. Nope. He's injured. How injured is he? No, that's Huang Gai. That's not Wei Yan. Also wounded. Okay. If we had a force right now, I'd just go and attack while everybody's wounded. But we don't. Alright, let's try to get some more prisoners. At this point, I'm just going to try to scoop up everybody else because the usual suspects are just not joining, so... Let me try the other guys and then we'll see. I'll get back to Xiao Ba if he's still here. Yeah, he dies in 202. So you get like... Guandu happens in what, 200 or right after 201 starts, and then Yuan Shao dies in late 202. So you get like, you get a little bit under a year. But it's a fun start because after Guandu, Yuan Shao still has a lot of soldiers. Like he doesn't have as much as pre-Guandu, but he still has a very strong force, like an overwhelming soldiers. He just doesn't have his talent. You know, Wen Chao and Yang Liang are gone, and Zhang He and Gao Lan jump ship. So you just have a bunch of role players. Also, he executes Tian Feng, Zhou Xiu gets executed. So you just have a bunch of role players, but you still have enough strength to equal Cao Cao after Guandu. So it's fun trying to make use of what you have, and then you have such a short window. It's just a really fun start. I think in 7 you could extend Yuan Shao's life too. There was an item you could find kind of quickly and extend his life a little bit more. But I just love the idea of making the comeback from that starting position. It's great because Cao Cao's strength is overwhelming. Once you lose your number advantage, it's overwhelming how good he is. I guess we're heading up there, yeah. I'm trying to think, I'm like, what else should we do here? Oh, great. This guy's heading over here? We got company, huh? Sima invasion force. And they're moving kind of quickly. Did he not execute? Yeah, he executed Tian Feng, yeah. He executed Tian Feng because he was right. Tian Feng said do not attack, build up. Tian Feng told him to do basically what you should do in every romance game if you want to be assured of victory, right? Tian Feng said, hey man, just take the time, sit around for 3 years and build up. And you'll beat everybody around you. That's what Tian Feng counseled. And everyone else, all of his other advisors were like, no, attack. Attack now. And Tian Feng was right, so he was a dead man. He knew that he was a dead man. He's like, our Lord's not going to be able to swallow his pride, so he's going to execute me. Alright guys, well, I'm going to call it there for now. I'm going to have some dinner. I got to get ready to go back to work. So, thanks everybody who stopped by today. I'll be back later tonight if I have the energy. Like I said, I'd really like to take the fight up here to Huangzong and get at least one good officer. If Xiao Bao's not going to join us, which he's probably not, I'd like to go up here. If I can get Huangzong If I can get Huang Zhong in my force, or Wei Yan, I don't know. We'll jump up a whole tier. This whole force will jump up a tier. So, but I need to build up a little bit before I attempt the city. Now that I have the assault bolts too, I feel like I should be the strongest power easily in the water. When it comes to the river, we should dominate everything here. So yeah, I'll be back. I'll try to be back on tonight. We'll have another late night stream. We'll have a late night stream. Try to fend off this invasion force down here. And yeah, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're going to have more late night streams. We're going to have Nobunaga's Ambition Awakening tomorrow night at 9 p.m. And we, of course, Romance 8 Remake, man, it's almost here. You know, comes out in October, and time flies, man. So I'm trying to get my 14 game time in before I start playing 8. So I'm going to be covering that whenever that comes out. Well, not whenever, but in October. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the next stream. Take care, everybody, and have a good weekend.